Good evening and welcome to the program. The program is People to Know, and I'm your host, Crystal OKelly. Well, we have a real exciting and entertaining program for you this evening, and I'd like to invite all of you to join in just a few minutes and participate in our belly dancing lesson. Well, my guest, I'm very honored to have her here. She's received a Lifetime Achievement Award, and she's in the Hall of Fame. She's been awarded Teacher of the Year, Dancer of the Year, and many other credits to her name. But before you meet her, I want to talk a little bit about Oriental dance, Middle Eastern dance, or belly dancing, as we know it in this country. It's an art form. It's a great way to stay in shape. And with the new year right around the corner, everybody's making those resolutions to take on something, to improve their life, to learn a new skill, and it's a time of renewal. So I invite you to enjoy this very special edition of People to Know, and I'm very happy to have my guest, Fahtiem, in the studio.
Hi.
Fahtiem, it's great to have you here, and there are so many awards here. You won a cable television award, the Telly Award,
yes,
in 2000, and gosh, I see the Melvin Jones Fellow. That's with the Lions Club Foundation. And you're also listed in the International Who's Who of Professional and Business Women. And so this is a business for you. And what you told me earlier is that many years ago, your goal was to become a fourth grade teacher.
Yes.
You went to college, and that's what you wanted to do. So where did your passion for dancing overtake your life and make it? That's what your career is now. You're a professional performer and dancer and teacher.
Mm-hmm. I never did think that would be where my experience would take me. I like teaching. Obviously, I'm still teaching, but I have changed the path of what I am doing as far as teaching the subject matter. And I have been so rewarded by having that happen to me. I have always loved music. When I was a little girl, I would watch TV and dance with all the characters on TV, and that would be like so much fun. And I loved to sing, and I used to sing as well in choruses and things when I was in school. And at one point, when I was going to college to become a fourth grade teacher, I did have the opportunity to take some movement classes, and I felt so good when I was doing that it was like just something that I was drawn to. And then I thought, well, let me just take this class. It was being offered, and it sounded exotic. I'd never seen a belly dancer before, so I didn't know what was in store for me. And I took the class, and the music and the movement, the way it made me feel was amazing. It was very, it just brought out like parts of me that I didn't know were there, as far as like my femininity and how I got connected to my body. That was just a real great reward for doing the class.
And yeah, and this is interesting to me. We know belly dancing in this country is belly dancing, but you also said Middle Eastern or Oriental dance. It is also known internationally. Mm-hmm. And the artistry, there's so much expression, and not only is it physical, but your philosophy is that it is an art form, and that
absolutely.
It touches people spiritually,
yes, physically,
and
yes,
on all levels.
It touched me in many ways when I was starting to take the classes and to start experimenting on movement in my body. And when I started teaching and performing, I got an opportunity to share my passion, and my passion just got more ignited when I was able to share it with other people, and to see people's lights go on, to see them do that, aha, this is great, oh, I feel wonderful, and see them just glow. That was such a rewarding thing to see, people connect to all these different types of parts of them that they neglect. They really do neglect themselves on a daily basis with business being a number one thing, survival being a number one
Certainly.
thing. Yeah, people just get caught up in, like, you know, paying bills and changing diapers and things like that.
As I've often said, the business of living, that's what happens is we're wrapped up. And dance is wonderful on so many levels, whatever kind of dance you do. I love all forms of dance, swing dancing, ballet, jazz, and this is just another beautiful artistic format.
Yes.
And I was so intrigued by your philosophy of the artistic and the spiritual. And you said that a lot of times business women, they have to go into a man's world, and they're kind of stern, and they take on that persona. And, you know, they're breadwinners too. But you said that being in touch with their feminine side is very important, and
it is.
Belly dancing affords them that opportunity. And it's great when you see them, the dancers out there. You know, they're usually in really good shape. So it's wonderful exercise.
It is wonderful, and it's for all ages, shapes, sizes of women. People can do it at any point in their life, which is really wonderful. You don't need a partner.
Oh, that's an advantage.
So,
yeah,
you know, I mean,
that.
like, a lot of the girls get together and they'll go to a club that has Middle Eastern music, and a band will be playing, and they just get up with each other and dance, and they also make friendships in the classes and have somebody that they can go and go to festivals or parties, and music's playing, and it's just a whole group of women dancing together and sharing that love of the movement and the spirit of the movement and the spirit of your body. And in ballet, there's a really, really strict, I guess, code of like what the appearance of every person that's doing professional ballet dancing.
It's
and
regimented.
It's very, and the body type needs to be a certain body type. It needs to be very thin, and a lot of people in that dance form, you know, have limitations as far as how thin they can get to be a ballerina. And with this dance, it's very natural for people to have their natural body, the natural curves. It's very womanly.
Yes.
And so there are more people that are womanly, you know, than extremely thin, and so it invites a mass of women of all different kinds of backgrounds able to enjoy it, and a lot of different cultures also.
It crosses over.
It totally does. It connects every kind of woman all over the world. This is big in Japan. This is big in Germany. This is big in Australia. This is big in worldwide. And with internet, we all talk to each other on the internet, and it's the same everywhere. We talk the same language because we're talking the language of the dance, and we all love it, and it connects us. And we can, you know, not know someone and talk to them for hours because we have the same experiences with the dance, and it brings the same pleasure to our life and the same passion to our life, and it opens us up to learning about different types of foods and cultures. And
it pours over into other things.
Yeah.
And now when you teach, you said that how you teach is how you live your life, and you talked about that connectedness.
Yes.
So just tell us briefly, because you're going to give us a lesson here in the studio in just a few minutes. What do you want your students, whatever their background is, and as you said, their age or shape, how do you want them to begin their lesson? What attitude would you like them to have? I had a dance teacher, a modern jazz teacher once, and she said, before you start to dance and learn the routine, everything starts with an attitude. And a lot of times I tell my students that. And is that part of it, just having a certain feeling about it?
Absolutely. You are in charge of whatever happens in your life. You make choices to be happy, to be sad, to be excited, to be, you know, just doing things is a thought. It starts with a thought. So you need to have the thought, and you have to have the attitude, and you want to develop your self-confidence. This assists you to get to that place.
And it's fun. In the meantime, it's a lot of fun.
Yes. It's like you don't realize that you're building that as you're doing a dance class, but you find out that you can do something really well. And so you do. You go out there with like, I can do this. I am the dancer. I tell my students to come out, put their hand on their chest and go, I am the dancer.
Oh.
And then at that point, you're in a different mindset because you're not the diaper changer. You're not the one that's going to, you know, flip pancakes for breakfast. You're the dancer.
The dancer.
The dancer. And when you
it's a time for yourself,
yes,
taking time
absolutely,
for yourself.
Absolutely.
And teenagers are doing this. One of the pop stars recently, Shakira, is that her name?
Yes.
A lot of the teenagers like her. But women of all ages are united by this. So there's no boundaries there. And one thing you told me that women that have, you know, are in the housewife mode, business of living, or the business world, this allows them to touch that feminine side. And the costuming is part of that. You're going to show and tell us that. And the, not the castanets.
Zills.
The
finger
zills.
symbols, yeah.
We're going to learn about the finger zills. And so all of this brings that about, that it's fun, and of course you're burning calories, you're getting in shape, and you feel good.
Yeah,
I mean, when you exercise, whether you go for a walk or a run, you just feel so good, the physicality.
Well, a lot of my students tell me that they wait all week long for their class because that's the thing that gives them the motivation to get through the week, because it's something that is so special to them. It makes them feel so good.
It's a release, I would imagine.
It releases their tension. It gets them, it's like a mini vacation.
Mini vacation.
Yeah, they come in for that hour, and for that hour, see, because you can only think of one thing at one time.
That's true.
So for that hour, they are so concentrating on moving and feeling and getting connected to all these different, you know, emotions that the music brings out, because the music has different emotions in itself, and they get in contact with that and they feel really good. They get an opportunity to express something and release it.
So feeling the music too, that you're teaching them how to do that too.
Yeah.
And
to relax.
I thought
and to breathe.
Yeah, and you get all kinds of, you get physicians, engineers, police women, and you said that it was kind of cute that women that hadn't put any nail polish on, you know, for years were, you know, just doing those things that are feminine.
Yeah, they noticed that they noticed that they don't have nail polish on, because when we're doing hand movements, you have to look and see what you're doing. And so they're noticing that, oh, I haven't done anything with my hands for a long time. I think, you know, I want to.
Yeah.
And it motivates them to take the time to do something like that. I have
very inspiring.
I have a student that's Oriental that was really enjoying the fact that she was able to walk prouder and straighter, and because it improves your posture as well, and that, you know, all the women around her were noticing that there was something different about her, and it was just taking the class that made it different, taking the belly dancing class.
Because you're looking at everything.
Because, you know, you learn to have a confidence. Dance is talking with your body. And so it's like body language. We've all heard about body language.
Certainly. Yeah.
And so, you know, when you learn to have that presence about you, people notice you differently,
yes.
and you notice yourself differently, and you feel different. When you stand up, you feel different than when you're crouched down.
And just the physical part of it, the exercise, that's true, carriage. And do you talk about breathing?
Absolutely.
'Cause I know usually
absolutely.
All my dance teachers have always talked about posture, breathing, balance.
What I tell them about breathing is that I want them to imagine that there's this amazingly gorgeous, beautiful rose in their hand, and that they smell it with their nose, and then exhale with their mouth, and have the delight of going, you know, so it's like,
oh, what a beautiful thought.
And you start out with pretty thoughts. You think pretty thoughts throughout the class, because I really focus on that.
And that's a stress releaser too.
Yeah.
I think just thinking beautiful thoughts and holding them in your mind, you know, it's so easy to get caught up in the world. And so we have to remind ourselves, and again, the new year, what better time to do that. Well, Fahtiem, we're going to take a quick break, and I hope all of you make a little space in front of the TV, because Fahtiem's going to be kind enough to teach us a few things. She'll be talking about some of the clothing, and well, give us a little hint of what you'll be showing in just a minute here.
Well, we're going to cover a lot, actually, in a small section of time. We'll be using arms and hands, we'll be using torso, we'll be using our hips, we'll be using finger cymbals, we'll be using a veil. I mean, we're doing a lot, so it's going to be really worthwhile to stay tuned.
Stay tuned, we'll be right back. Welcome back. As promised, we're here with Fahtiem, and she's going to give us our first basic belly dancing lesson. Now come on, get off the couch. You're in the privacy of your own home. This will be a lot of fun.
It is. It's a lot of fun. First of all, I want to introduce everyone, and you included, to finger cymbals or zills. What you do is you have it on your third finger and your thumb. The finger cymbals face each other. And these are musical instruments, so they're not taken lightly. You need to really know what you're doing and listen to the music and have it coordinate with your body.
And music is a big part of the belly dance, isn't it?
It's everything.
And feeling the music.
It's such a major part. And this gets you an opportunity to listen to it on another level when you have to play music with the music. So what you're going to do is you're going to hit it lightly. Very good. Woo!
Musical. I love it.
She's great. Okay, so you hit it lightly. So we'll do a basic pattern. It's called a triplet, and you're going to go right, left, right. Woo! That's good. Right, left, right, right, left, right, right, left, right.
I've got to center these here. Okay.
There you go. That is excellent. I have students trying to do that after many hours, and you've got it right away.
The secret is in positioning them.
Yes, positioning is always important. So you're going to go right, left, right, right, left, right, right, left, right, right, left, right. And how you count this is and a 1, and a 2,
and a 2,
and a 3,
and a 3,
and a 4.
and a 4.
Now where the number is that's where your step is or your movement is. So
You're creating your own rhythm.
Yes.
You're creating your own.
And you coordinate your body movement with the finger cymbal with the music. So it all works together and creates this amazing, beautiful picture.
And what you were saying earlier too is that the hands are such a big part of the dance, the gracefulness and the embracing. And
hands are such an important part in life in general. So when you have hands, you express love by touching someone, you eat with it, you create things with your hands. And so they're a very integral part of what we're doing in the dance. And you also need to maintain that while you're playing your finger cymbals, because you don't want to just stand there and go, You have to...
This reminds me of in ballet also, that the hands are such a graceful part of it.
It's really beautiful. It's really beautiful. It really adds to the whole, complete
artistry and expression.
Artistry, yes. Yes.
And we were saying that belly dancing, Middle Eastern dancing, is being recognized as classical dance internationally.
It is. We are so excited that people are recognizing, because the level of the dance and the art form is also evolving, and people are getting connected to it on many levels. So
now
it's
tell
wonderful.
us about the veil. Tell
the
viewers.
veil is beautiful. Let's take these beautiful finger cymbals off.
Oh, I was having so much fun.
Oh, you don't want to? Okay, that's fine.
Okay, I'll
Okay, it'll be easier to manipulate the veil, because you're going to find that it's silk. This is beautiful China silk, and it floats in the air so beautifully. Yes. Let me put these down.
And gymnasts have been recently using silk scarves in their choreography. So this is, again, part of the choreography, and you're a choreographer as well.
It's part of the dance. A whole section of the dance can be called the veil dance.
Okay, so around me like this.
So you basically have it up. There you go. And you flick it around.
Oh, okay.
and flick it around and move with it. Yes, it's really
Your hands
beautiful.
on the inside?
Yes, you hold it with your thumb and first finger.
Okay.
And you make beautiful shapes with it and express another part of you.
Oh, we're so colorful.
Yes.
I feel so free. I can fly.
It does. It's almost like a butterfly, and actually that's a really great way to look at it, because people have this metamorphosis take place just like when a butterfly comes out of the cocoon. And that's what happens with women when they're doing this dance, is that they end up doing beautiful things and come out like a beautiful butterfly. But we have to address our hips.
Okay.
We have to do some hip movements.
Very important, the hips.
Very, very important.
When we think of belly dancing, that's what we think of. We think of hips.
And shimmies.
I couldn't resist that. You gave me this lovely belt.
This is called a hip scarf. And in class, this is what we would wear, is the hip scarf.
Hip scarf.
In class, we don't get dressed up in a costume. This is for performance. And this is a cabaret costume. There's also folkloric costuming, which is covering up the body. And for class, we would wear the hip scarf and just a leotard, a soft-soled dance shoe, or barefoot, because you do want to feel the earth. And you would get feedback by the hip scarf, because it has the little coins on there.
Okay.
And here, just
we're running out of time.
Go ahead, just go ahead. Shake your little tushy.
And I like this. This is so feminine and flowing.
Yes.
The skirt.
And you can push your hip forward, 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 and forward. There you go. That's it. Okay, bring your arms
So
up.
do you go back and forth?
You go side to side, push into your heel. Keep your feet in one spot and push side to side and side to side. There you go. And make a circle.
And I can use my veil as well.
Absolutely. There's so many things to include in a performance, and it looks effortless when you see someone do it, but there's a lot of energy and time and learning that goes into making this happen. And hip dropping.
This is great exercise. It's great for your shape.
Oh, we haven't even hardly touched on it all. You know, there's the head and the arms. There you go. That's it. Great.
Well, Fahtiem, you know, this has been a lot of fun, and this is our basic introduction. Our
really
how-to.
basic, yes.
Really
we
basic.
wanted to let you know a little bit about something.
We wanted to whet your appetite, but you're going to grace us with a performance. So I'd like to thank you for sharing your thoughts on dance, belly dancing, Middle Eastern dance, and enjoy the show. Fahtiem is going to perform for us. Again, thanks for being here.
Thank you.
We'll close the show with the performance.
Thank you.